Okay, well, I was in Radio Shack the other day and I saw this little plane here marked down, closeout special today only, maybe still today. And I always wanted to get one of these and convert it into a sloper because my first love is slope flying, even though I do gliders and power and a little bit of helicopter. I always wanted to convert one of these to sloper. But first, we're going to take it and fly it just to see how just to see how well it flies. And this is it. This is the little box. Cosmic Flyer, $20, closeout special. It's got the transmitter, everything you need except batteries. It does have battery for the motor, a little battery pack and a charger. So this is what we have. Instruction manual, of course, gotta have an instruction manual. And so we got that. We got the transmitter here. So it supposedly has everything we need. There's the transmitter, more directions.
Does it have batteries in it?
There's a battery pack. I have the battery pack. Put a little charge on it last night so we'd be ready to go. Here's the battery pack. Here's the charger. And looked like it would have a nice little wing that would make a nice little sloper. Eventually that's what we're going to do. So we'll make this into a sloper. Of course, to be a decent sloper it has to have ailerons, so we'll eventually cut this out, put ailerons in there somehow. But I figured for 20 bucks I can pull the heck out of it and make a sloper. Here's the fuselage. It's got the radio all mounted. It's got a little servo in there. Got the push rod already installed. So we got that. Of course, for a power plane you gotta have landing gear. Got the landing gear there. That'll go in. Little bag of propeller. Oh, we get a spare propeller. Cool. Everything we need, a little tail gear. And
That looks good.
here's the horizontal stab, here's the vertical.
Looks
So we
good.
got a nice little empennage. It's already got the control horn connected. See that?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, he will even tell you top and bottom. Man, that's exciting. I'm so glad.
Okay.
So let's see if we can put this together or if we have to resort to reading the directions. I just hate to have to resort to reading the directions.
Okay.
Here's all the parts. We're going to start assembling it. The motor's already mounted. All the electronics are mounted. You have to mount the propeller, put the tail group together, put on the wing. The transmitter, of course, we got to put our own batteries in there. It takes 8 AA's. That's no big deal. I don't know if it has fully proportional motor. It feels like it's just on-off. Kind of a cheap little set, but what the heck, a little 2-channel radio. So now we will put it together. Okay, so we got it assembled here. Went together pretty easy, actually. The tail group bolted together with some screws that came in the bottom, and they supplied the little nuts. It actually went together very easy. Tail group is real steady. The only thing we're going to have to do now is, you can see the rudder is way off center.
Houston, we have a problem.
We did turn the radio on to center the servo, and the rudder is off, so now we're going to have to tweak the push rod a little bit because there is no trim on the receiver, on the transmitter. So we're going to have to tweak that to get that rudder centered. We don't want that off kilter the way it is. We want it right down the center. So the way they have it is you just take a pair of pliers and you bend this a little bit until that gets centered, and we'll check the balance and go fly. Okay, we got it adjusted. You can see the rudder's going right down the center now, and you can see how much we had to bend this. This bend was at a 45-degree angle. We bent it quite a bit with a pair of pliers to get this rudder lined up with the horizontal stab. See, that's the way you want it to look before you go fly. Now before you do that, you have to turn the radio on, let the servo center itself, then you can go adjust the rudder. So now we're going to put the battery in, we've got the prop on, and we're going to fly. One thing I did notice in the transmitter is that there is on and off only. it's not fully proportional on the throttle switch here. So it's either full on or full off. Because there is no elevator, the only way you control altitude is you give it power and it climbs up, you let off the power and it comes down. I don't know why they build planes like that. That's a horrible way to learn to fly. I just can't understand why they do that. They should have elevator and rudder. So we have it together, batteries in, we'll go to the field, hook up the battery, and fly. And because we're on a grass field, we're not going to put on the lane change check here.
Wind more that way, or?
Yeah, they're hard to fly without an elevator. I don't know why they make these beginner planes without an elevator. They're really hard to keep it just right. If you're not...
How are you able to keep it up?
Well...
Are you just flipping it, or?
Yeah, I got to give it throttle, and you got to get into a perfect position. I was able to glide it for a little while, but you got to get it flying level to let off the throttle. And it's just so hard to fly without an elevator. I don't know why they make them this way.
Why it's so cheap?
Yeah. Try it again.
A lot of torque roll going on there too.
Okay, we took it out and we flew it. This is the second plane I've flown that was throttle and rudder only, and that's a hell of a way to learn how to fly. I've never seen one that flew right. It's just, they're too hard to control. I suppose if I messed with it for a while and got the balance perfect and everything trimmed perfect, I could probably get it to fly better. But my main goal is to turn it into a sloper and see what happens there. So the rest of this is going to be tearing this thing down, adding ailerons, and making it into a sloper, which is a lot more fun. Adios, see you later.